It's time for Fits and Starts.
I had my first McDonald's since the lockdown yesterday. And then I felt really, really sick all night. So I'm like, was that the McDonald's or
That's what freedom tastes like, Gillian. It tastes like stomachache and pain. That's because that's it. You see, your body has been away from it now, from the garbage for so long. You're like, I get back to it, and it's like, no, you know.
No,
I think that
does not want it.
I literally probably is genuinely what's happening to you and what happened to other people. They'd be like, crap, and then it'd be like, oh no, I feel bad after eating this bin full of rotting stink. I don't know what's wrong. It never used to be like this.
I don't understand the problem. Yeah, I used to be fine. I used to eat this 6 times a week and I was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, home cooked meals preferred, please.
My body's going to have to buck up and take it because...
Exactly. I'm going to go straight back to my 6 meals a week from McDonald's.
That's
just to bump it up. I'll watch Super Size Me and get inspired.
Yeah, that's it. You can do it. Believe in your dreams. You know? That's...
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. I booked my theory test this week.
As in driving?
My driving theory test.
Okay, sweet. That's
Only
great.
Took me 27 years.
There you go. And have you done any of that before? Did you do it? And then no, this is the first time you've done any of it. Wow.
Yeah. So it's about time. I think maybe about time.
And why now, Gillian? Has being locked down for so long made you realize the importance of being mobile? Is that it? Or
yeah. Now that lockdown's lifted, I'm like, I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
I think doing comedy as well made me realize how much I need to be able to drive. That really was like, Jesus, this needs to. I need to do this. And now that I have the time, I was like, I'll just fucking give it a go. But I'm doing quite well on the test, except last night I kept failing them, which was very upsetting. But
is this like 3 a.m. when you were clutching your McDonald's filled stomach? Like, not, you know, in fairness to you, those aren't optimal driving theory test conditions. You know, they don't actually force feed you 6 Big Macs and then shake you before they make you do the test.
Put you on the waltzers and then go do your test.
I didn't do it that long ago, if I remember. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't drive at all until I came back to Ireland, which was, when was that? 4 or 5 years ago, before I left again, whatever it was. I can't. But yeah, but I didn't drive all the time when I was in China, so I didn't drive. When was it? When did I come back? Really, almost the same as you, maybe slightly earlier than you, 26, 27, before I actually learned to drive. And look at me now. I don't know what that means.
Didn't you nearly die when you were moving?
I did.
Because you drove the car.
Nearly get killed a couple of times, but that's very out of context, Gillian. No. I did crash into one lady myself. I bumped into the back of somebody because I was trying to put something into a bin in my car and I couldn't get a wrapper. I don't know what it was now, a wrap off, and I kind of bonked into someone. But that wasn't a big deal. We were literally like just slowly going through fucking Cork or wherever it was. So that was just more like embarrassing. And then another time it wasn't me, I wasn't driving, but we did get blown off the road and in the middle of a storm, and then wake up in the middle of a highway like I lost consciousness and was like surrounded by all headlights and rain. Very cinematic. Wow. That was pretty cool. It was cool in the sense that nobody actually got hurt really. Dennis smashed his head a bit, but he was okay. Yeah, and I mean, we spun across like 2 lanes of traffic and didn't hit anyone except for the original car that hit us, but that guy was also okay as well. So really, very, very lucky. But you'll love it.
You will be great. The centres are all closed, obviously, because of the whole lockdown. So I couldn't get an appointment in Dublin. Like
Right.
the earliest appointment because obviously all of them have been cancelled, so now they have a huge backlog.
Yeah.
So then I just didn't dawn on me why I wasn't able to book it on the website. So then I like got onto them and they were like, yeah, we've a lot of people trying to.
Oh yes,
I was like,
there are other
oh.
people in the universe
Yeah,
besides
I'm
you,
not the most
and you were
important.
like,
I'm so confused.
oh right,
They always
okay.
get in my way.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, the earliest I could get in Dublin was like sometime in September or something mad like
Okay.
that. So I'm gonna go to Drogheda to do it at the end of the month.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. So
that's
that's just
all
the
I'm doing
theory
at the
part.
moment.
Yes, that's the theory
Just
part.
the theory, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get your little provisional, and then you're able to drive around with a person that's able to drive in the car. A full licensed driver.
Me, that could be me. I'll be.
No, I'm okay.
It's okay. I'm gonna come back special just to help you.
I'm on my way. Great.
A fucking plane crashes on the way back for me to help you drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the
How
only
did he
one
even
coming out of
do
the
that?
rubble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like if I'll be able to do like lessons. I don't know when that'll be a thing again because you can't be in the car with an instructor at the moment.
That's true, actually, isn't it?
Because of the social distancing bullshit.
Maybe though, because of that, they'll waive. They already basically don't fucking pay attention to it anyway. But they'll waive the fact that you have to have a licensed driver in the car with you and just be like, well, just don't kill anyone. I bet that's what they'll do. Because otherwise there'll be a whole year for the next year or whatever. No one will be able to legally be able to drive unless they have their full license. So anyway, and besides, when I was doing it, I did always have a licensed driver with me for the most part anyway, just because of the job I was doing. But fucking no one really enforces that too strictly anyway. But have you ever driven before though? You know what I mean?
I did.
Bear in mind, this podcast can be used against you in a court of law, Gillian. But no one can go to court because of Corona. That's the wrong country, but why not? Plead it anyway.
Yeah, close enough. Sitting in the Irish courts. I played the fifth.
Fifth what?
Okay. I have like driven around car parks and stuff, but that was about it. And the whole time I'm like, absolutely petrified. So yeah, I have never driven on a road or anything like that. The thought of it absolutely terrifies me, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, it's scary, man. Yeah.
I think you should definitely learn how to drive when you're younger and have no fear, because now it's all in my head that I'm going to die.
That's why people learning to drive younger is both better and worse, because they're just like, nothing can kill me, and that's not true. But also, by the time you're in your whatever 20s, you're like, oh shit, everything can kill me. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You know,
but by that time you're driving like fucking 6 or 7 years, though, it's totally fine.
Well, most people are, exactly. Yeah. But not you. But yeah, it's fine. It's very funny, like, 'cause I very rarely drive anymore. So then, like when I was back in Ireland, whenever it was, I had a hire car just because we were there for a few days. And yeah, there is, even now if I haven't driven for like a year, just driving again, I'm just like, how am I? Oh no, just double. You know, it takes you like a minute and then you get back.
It's totally fine.
But yeah, so the main thing for you would be driving just so you can get to gigs outside of Dublin, kind of thing. Yeah,
just because it's a pain in the arse trying to like depend on public transport, especially in Ireland, because it doesn't exist really.
No.
And then like you're dependent on other comics, which isn't nice either. Because then sometimes they're like, oh, I might just, stay with my long lost cousin here in Tipperary, and I'm like, I don't want to do that at all.
You're like, okay, I guess I'll,
I'm
sleep under this bench. Yeah.
So I don't like that. Because most of the time, I never want to stay after a gig. I always want to go home.
Yeah.
Always.
Just
and then like doing the ones out in, because all the ones out in Galway, the people that drive are, and like obviously you can't be like, but can you just go home though? And they're always like, I'm just going to stay because, I have the next 4 days off. And I'm like, great, I'm working at 7:30.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
can't do that.
If you're going to do that, like maybe once or twice a year, you'd put up with it. But if you're going to be trying to do more and more, like it gets to a point where it's just too annoying, too inconvenient. Yeah. But what kind of car, Gillian? This is the most important thing.
A little mini.
You want a little mini, just because you're just like, I'm tired of these stereotypes. I'm tired of people forcing me into a box. I'm going to be me, a tiny.
I'm going to get myself a little mini. I wanted a Beetle for ages, but then I found out that like Hitler makes those cars, or they're like Hitler cars. And I was like, oh, maybe not. And minis are smaller as well, so they're probably easier to drive than a Beetles have, it's huge. They're just huge at the sides, around the car, around the tires. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure I've ever heard another human being describe a Beetle as huge. I'm pretty sure.
But,
but you were saying a mini is smaller than a Beetle.
I guess so. They
I
look more.
I don't really.
They just look neater, I think.
Yeah,
I
know what you're
classier.
saying.
Because I think if you're in a Beetle, people are like, oh, what's your one in a fucking Beetle? Whereas when you're in a mini, they're like, oh, look at the little mini.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, the mini is less pretentious, maybe.
Yeah, maybe slightly.
Yeah, I think another way of saying less pretentious is like not really very cool at all in any way. But yes, that's cool. I like it. Also, I'm not sure that Hitler is still churning out all the Beatles himself, which would seem to be what you were implying. That he was still there. No,
he definitely is. He's still alive. He was like, you know what, I'm just going to get straight into the car manufacturing life.
Anyway, Gillian, I got bad news for you, man. If you're going to follow all that logic, you're not going to be able to fucking do anything because the Nazis made everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You like Fanta? Boom, Nazis.
Oh no, I love Fanta.
Fanta's Nazi cola because the Coca-Cola company had to separate ties with Nazi Germany back, to start with. They were like, no, the Germans, they have funny little ways about them, but we can keep selling Coca-Cola. And then they just kept invading more countries. And I would like to say the thing about the concentration camps came out, but I think I don't even think that was part of it. Because that didn't come out as much as early on. And then they were just like, yeah, I guess we can't keep selling Coca-Cola to the Germans. But but our German counterparts, so they were like, okay, we've closed the Coca-Cola companies and now we've opened Fanta companies. So technically it was like a separate company, but all the people were the same and they were still in contact with the Coca-Cola company. And then after World War II, the Fanta, they were like, you know what, this Fanta stuff is, let me tell you who loves Fantas. Every Nazi you fucking know, and I bet everyone else would love them as well, even if they weren't forced to drink them. And then the Fanta moved, then those companies rejoined Coca-Cola and brought Fanta with them. There you go. So
Great.
You could be driving around in a Beetle down in Fantas.
Down in Fanta. Living my best life.
Yeah, that's it. Well, obviously, this is it depends. What is it? It's Volkswagen, isn't it? Volkswagen Beetle. So anything with Volkswagen is originally, Nazi movies.
I think minis are. I want to say BM.
I think it's Pol Pot. I think he was involved in. I think he produced them, or maybe it was.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it was the Rwandan genocide. I can't remember which particular war criminal was involved in mini production. I'm sure it was one of them.
Don't tell me. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. But I need to take a license. A license first.
You got to get the license. If I remember correctly, you have to do 8 driving tests or driving lessons.
With 12 now.
Is it 12 now? Oh shit. It's probably after they let me out with 8 and then I crashed into a car immediately. And they were like, oh. So it's 12 you do them. But that's okay. The one I did, I quite like him. She had a really nice teacher. I did like.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to fucking bollocks teaching you how to drive or you'll be terrified for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably a good rule of thumb with lots of things. Try to have the person teach you not be a total bollocks.
This is very true. You're not wrong there now. But
Yeah.
what was I going to say there? But I think you need to be, this is how much I know. I think you need to be like driving for like 6 months or something before you're allowed to do the test. You can't do like 4 tests in a week. You know what I mean? And do a test in like a week and a half or something.
Yeah, they have to be spread out. And again, that's sort of to try to maintain this idea that you can't drive without, you know, having a designated driver and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So it's to make sure you get X amount of on-road experience, which is fair, you know, I mean,
it makes perfect sense, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I reckon you'd be great at it, man. Confidence
I won't
too.
be. I remember a couple, like, this is literally about fucking 10 years ago. I was out the front of my house cleaning my mom and dad's car for them.
Okay.
But it was like in the middle of the yard, and I needed to like hoover the car. So I needed to move the car closer to the door so that the plug would reach, so I could hoover the whole car.
Gotcha.
And I went in and I was like, Dad, can you just like move the car up for me? And then Dad put me in the driver's seat, and he was like, you just move the car up now. And then I got into the car, turned it on, I just started screaming, and it just started rolling back. But it was obviously rolling so slowly, and I was just screaming.
Ah!
And my dad was just like watching me. And I was like,
Great. That's great.
and then Dad just took me out of the car and did it for me.
He just
he hasn't talked to me since.
Yeah.
Utter disappointment, like.
I just love the idea of the sort of intense close-up of you screaming, ah, and then just the wide shot of it just ever so slowly moving backwards.
Like it couldn't have been slower. Like,
and your father's with his head in his hands. Very good.
Utterly ashamed.
That'll be good now. Mobile Gillian. That's good now. I mean, the Mini is very cliche, but it's great as well. I like that. What colour would you get? What colour car? This is about how much I know about cars. I know the make and the colour. And that's all.
Yeah, I barely know the fucking make. I'm always like, what colour is the car?
Your only rule is it can't be made by Nazis.
But yeah, I'm terrified. But I would get a blue. I kind of wanted like a little winey one, but then I think the blue ones are really pretty too, like the real like royal blue, like real.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, they're really nice. But I like the real winey ones as well.
Oh, look at this! A little whiny Mini. And she's driving a whiny Mini too.
Your dad.
I mean, you know, I feel like you're buying a car. This is the problem with being a comedian, though. You are literally now buying cars so you can make jokes about them. You know what I mean? This is what I think. I think you really probably want
doing the test
a Jeep,
so I can make a joke about it.
But you're like, this won't be funny, so I can't get one. I have to get a Mini.
I need to get a fucking Mini. If I wasn't afraid of clowns, I put 96 clowns in there as well.
There you go. See, that's a bit of a conflict there now as well. So you've been that tiny clown car, having flashbacks. I brought up my father's fear of clowns in the family quiz there the other week, and he was humiliated. It was great. Yeah, everyone was laughing their ass off.
Mean.
He's fucking. No. That's not mean. He deserves to be made fun of. That's good because he never.
Excuse me, I have a fear of clowns.
Yeah, but you're afraid of everything. So for me to make fun of you, it's not. It's like he's not afraid of anything. So it's more funny. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. No, I just had a terrible idea that I should just come on here one day, just full clown. You know, like a rubber clown.
Don't you dare! I've also started. I told you about this. I also started running. I need to do that after this. Yeah, so I finished week 1 and I didn't die, so that's good. I'm only starting week 2 today.
Sweet.
But yeah, so it's going good. Yeah, I didn't like you only run 3 times a week. Well, that's only the first week, so I actually don't know like.
Yeah. Week 2, you run 27 times.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I didn't sign up for this. But yeah, it went well. It's funny how like quickly your body like adapts to it, because like. Mm-hmm. I obviously only did 3 runs last week, and like I honestly nearly died after the first one because You did send me
a picture that looked very. I was like, man, if you're near a hospital or someone's going to take you in. You know, you
pick me up and take me.
You need to pause when you're finished. You need to like pause like in a bush or something. If people see you, they'll be trying to save you. You know?
Yeah, but by the 3rd one, I was so like I didn't look that bad, and I was able to breathe.
That is impressive.
Which is, right? 3 runs in, I was like, this is madness.
Good. Cool.
So yeah. So I'll let you know. I should have done the run before this so that I could have told you about it, but I'll tell you about it next week.
Well, yeah, but then again, but maybe that way you'd never would have, you wouldn't have called me, and I'd never hear from you again because you died of a heart attack.
Because I died. I fully died.
No, that's very good though. And where do you run? Is there a park or somewhere?
There's literally a park like directly beside my house, which I think has like helped me decide to do the runs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think I'd do it otherwise. It's like it's right. So I can start because you have to do like a warm up walk before the run.
Sure.
So like I started at my house, and by the time I get to the fucking park, I'm just ready to like run.
Very cool.
You know?
Very, very good. No, I mean, whatever location or access definitely makes those things easier in terms of moving yourself. If you have to fucking walk an hour or fucking take a bus half an hour to get somewhere to do the thing, like that's a massive, you know what I mean? Psychological fucked is right. Yeah, that's very cool. I'm glad to hear that now. Yeah. And when you're in the park, do you see other people exercising? Do other people huff and puff past you? Do you give them polite nods?
No, I usually don't look at them. But they are like, there's a load of people. But I thought it might also be because of lockdown. You know what I mean? There's people like running. But then maybe not. Maybe that's just, their life because they're crazy. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, this is the first time you've done any type of exercise ever, isn't it? So like maybe the parks are always just full of people. Look at this. There's like 3 guys in here. This is mad.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just never thought I'd be like someone who runs, you know what I mean? But it's a lot easier than going, because you'd be like, well, I'd say most people are, but my fucking lamp shade looks like, or my bulb light switch thing looks like it's gonna come off the wall. Anyway, that doesn't actually
your bulb light switch thing. Is it,
I'll show you. There's fucking light on my 1 second. Doesn't this look like it's gonna fall off? Can I zoom in?
I see what you mean. A little bit, yeah, it does, but that's not.
Although I did not buy that.
It's a beautiful looking kind of auto relieve mobile. Very good. Like a baby acorn or something. Yeah. You never thought you'd be a runner though, Jill. I mean, I wouldn't have been like, you know what, Jill's going to get into the next year. Fucking running. I'm not sure that was in my top 10. I think it was
in anyone's top 10.
I think it was right there below maybe meth or cocaine.
Absolutely.
Being more
because you have all these people doing marathons, and I'm like, geez, I'd never do that now, because I just always found it really boring, and it isn't like very entertaining, but it's totally grand. Like, but also, my thing is with gyms, like you're very self-conscious in the gym because you have all like the lads, and obviously you have to like start somewhere. Like even me right now, I'm like, I'm only on week 2, but like you have to be on week 2 at some point.
Of course.
But you go to the gym, you have all those lads that are fucking massive, and all the women, they're all like huge, like really built, really fit, and you're like,
you're just like,
I don't want to be here with my little 5.
It's
fucking, what they call 5K little weight.
Yeah. It's just not humiliating, but you just feel like, Jesus, man. You feel like
there's no point.
Yeah, you feel like there's no point because the difference, like, how long is it going to take you to get there? 1,000 years, roughly 1,000 years.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I can't. I have massive respect for people who can do gyms who aren't in shape. Yeah. Anybody can do his gym when they're in shape. Get fucked. I'm like, that's
so running around
impressive.
The park is actually a lot easier because you can like end up running, because the park isn't huge, so you do run past people like maybe 2 or 3 times, but usually they don't care about you as much. Well, and like people in the gym also don't care about you, but you'd feel like they do.
It feels more well, I mean, the thing is as well is you guys you're stationary in the gym, whereas like when you're moving around outside, you pass the person, but they're not continuously in your periphery. Cranking out reps. Whatever,
so it's easier, I think, as like a fucking starter. It's easier to be out in a park than in a gym,
There we go. This could become like your thing, Gillian, the running comedian. That's what. I know. How awful.
I hate that idea now. Yeah.
What do you do?
But it's only like
run.
I was chatting to my friend yesterday, and I told him that I was doing the Because it's called like couch. I told you the couch to 5K thing. That's what I'm doing.
Do that. There's mini breaks.
Yeah.
Back at it. Let's get back at it. Where are you going? You're going nowhere. Your life means nothing. I'm out here getting it. I'm getting it. You're going to be one of those fucking assholes.
Fall over.
Great. Trip over a dog.
Wearing all the gear, the headband and all. You're like.
You wear spandex now, Gillian. I can't remember what get up you had, because I was so afraid you were going to die based on how red your head was. I didn't notice the rest of your attire.
I did not look well.
Do you?
No, it's just fucking regular fucking leggings from Penny's shit. You know, I'm not a wanker. I'm not a complete wanker yet. Like, give me till like week 5, and then I'll start buying all the stuff. I'll be there with the Lululemon leggings, all the fucking crazy sports gear, my sports bottle with my name on it.
Do you have an iPod in your armband? Yeah, exactly.
No, I just have my phone, and I just run with the phone in my hand because I don't have one of them. They would be very handy though, but also I can just hold my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for the breakdown. Okay, but see, this is it now. I want to see how long it takes you for these accessories to arrive. Because you're gonna need it. If you're gonna keep running, Jill, you're gonna need to get a drinks bottle at least anyway. Get yourself a Lucozade Sports fucking whatever.
Huge bottle.
One of those
the ones with the hole in the
nipple.
middle so you can hold it.
Oh yeah. The one with a tit on the top and the hole in the middle. I love the ones with the hole in the middle because you just, I don't know. That's just, you can get your hand right around that there. Yeah, I'm drinking through an oval. Yes.
Yeah. There's definitely less water in that bottle. Just so you know.
I mean, I presume there's that whatever hole in the middle amounts less. Yeah.
But then you're definitely. I guess sold half a bottle for €1 million.
I guess the idea is that you don't have to.
Yeah,
it's easier to hold.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of running around with. You look like.
But then you give a baby a full bottle and they can hold that. So.
Yeah, but I suppose a baby's not trying to like fucking jog around the park at the same time. But then sometimes they are. You know, you see a baby like that. That could be the new running style that you develop. This is Gillian on a 5K.
I love it. Yeah.
That little
water going everywhere.
I love it, man. I love when you see a baby with something that's too big.
Yeah.
Can't quite
the baby's like really small. He's only like a couple of months old, and do you ever, like, I see this to my little sister all the time. You just put the pillow in front of her and then put the bottle on the pillow and just shove it into her face.
Yeah.
So she's lying there just drinking it.
Just like some fucking babies, so man. Funny. Just living.
I'm not fucking sitting here holding your bottle for you. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Poor child.
Just jam at an angle so the she's just like, hey, you can finish this bottle or choke to death. It's your choice. I've got people to talk to on the phone. So
I got an Instagram.
It's fine.
Yeah. Jeez, awful.
That's
true. So that's our running. But I was chatting to my friend about it yesterday, and I was like, I started doing the couch to 5K thing. And he said that he did it as well, and he just finished it, and now he's doing the fucking 10K one. So I was like,
very good.
Hopefully that's the way I go. But I don't want to be one, like, I don't think I'll ever run like a marathon, because that looks awful. Jesus, running around for 3 hours, no thanks.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I'm not really a very runny person anyway. I don't.
No.
But maybe, I guess. Yeah, because if lots of people are doing it once, it's communal.
Yeah,
that's nice. Maybe I just don't like other people, so I'm like, why would I want to add another sweaty? You know.
Yeah, I'm not a big people person either. But I was talking to. I put chatting and talking together. I was talking. We were joking. To a few people when the marathon was happening in Dublin last, like, August or September, whatever the fuck it was. October. It was in October. I was chatting to people that had done the marathons before, and they were like, it takes like 4 hours. It's really boring. They're like, it's great crack at the start because you've everyone at the start line, like, like cheering you on, being like, you can do this. But then when you're in, like, hour 2, 3, an hour and a half, and then it's,
there's
all
no
the
one.
space, and there's no one around. No one gives a fuck about you until you get to the finish line, and they're all like, woo, again.
Yeah, man.
And they were like, it's a very long 4 hours.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, just get yourself get yourself a podcast or something, or an audiobook, I suppose. But that's a long time to be running, man. 4 hours is a long time.
It's a long time to be running around, isn't it?
It's a long time to be lying down. It's a long time to be doing fucking anything. 4 hours. Yeah, but maybe. So you might change. I know what you mean. Maybe if you get more into it, you'll be the never-ending race. You know, that's you know, you'll be like
maybe
like just
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing like because I'm doing it now. And hopefully I'll be able to do like a proper 5K without. I think it's like you do a 5K in less than 30 minutes without stopping. I think is what they're trying to get you to achieve.
Right.
So then the park runs are all.
Well, I mean, it must be without stopping. Sure, otherwise you could just do 5 minutes today, 2 minutes tomorrow. I figured, in which case I'm also doing a 5K. I'm just doing it incrementally. Hang on, I just got to clock up.
It's taking me 6 months.
A few more steps. Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. But some people. Yeah. But yeah.
No.
But
I know
the parks do all those park runs are 5K. So then you could just do some of those.
It's just it's funny. I just I don't like anything that's public, I suppose. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know? I don't like
I think especially when it comes to like exercise and stuff, I'm super like conscious about it. So I think that's why I'm like running in a park by myself.
Yeah.
Not talking to anyone, you know.
That's definitely part of it, all right. It's definitely a self-conscious thing. But then also it's kind of like I don't think I'd really be into anything public, even if I was good at it. You know what I mean? Even if I was like, I mean, I'm not saying I would win a marathon, but even if I knew, you'll come somewhere in the middle and you don't have to worry about, you don't look awful. I'm like, I'm such a sort of misanthrope. I just hate people. Yeah, let's do it. I'm like, fuck off. I'm just like, I just don't like to see other people feeling better about themselves. Which is terrible, really. Just like
shocking.
I'm just like
believe it though, Alan. I believe it.
You believe it? Have I somehow convinced you? Just let's do it. The marathon for cancer, and be like, I'll write a check. I could be fucked with this.
I'll write you a check. Get
That's assuming that a world in which I have money and I'm still bad at running, as opposed to the real world where I have no money and I'm bad at running.
I didn't want to say one day.
One day
you can buy someone a Big Mac after the run or something. Make you.
That's
feel,
right. Eat that there now, or buy it before the run.
That'll sort you right out.
Yeah, that's not the way around to do it, is it? Oof, Big Mac. Yeah, damn. See, now I have been eating more. I changed my diet again. I was trying to cook more and eat healthy, but I just kind of got sick of that. So now Monday to Friday, I'm back on my like fucking Soylent shit that doesn't involve any prep time at all. That's just gruel.
Great.
And then
literally just keeps you alive. Like
it just keeps you alive. No, there's nothing even remotely appealing about it. And then at the weekend, I just eat whatever crap I want. Whereas, like for me, I'm KFC. Like, oh man, well, KFC is still closed, but so it'll have to be. Yeah. So they've opened a couple of them for delivery, but most of them are still closed. But like other chicken shops around here are open again, so but trying out some of the other ones. I've been trying out.
We found
expand my repertoire.
Yeah, as soon as KFC opens, you'll be right back there. There's no place like home.
Just the worst. I'm the worst.
Yeah, found a Chinese place right beside, like down the road from our new house, and it is delicious. Because some Chinese food, you eat it and you feel like this is the end, and it's awful and it's so bad for you. But this one feels like you're eating like real food, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I
don't know what it is about Chinese food, but sometimes it can feel really like artificial or something.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's some Chinese places are, as a rule of thumb, if Chinese people actually also eat in that restaurant, then it normally tends to be better, because it's not like, because they're just like, we can't poison our own. It's part of it, but also as well, it's like they do. I think like when if the Chinese food is just designed for Western people or whatever it is, then they sort of, I feel like they're just like, they lose track of how it's supposed to taste because they're so not interested in it. You know what I mean? The Chinese make it are like, I am never eating this shite. Whereas like if they're actually still eating some of the other stuff, even if they have the more westernized dishes on the menu, they're still kind of more, this is my theory, I have no idea, in contact with the process. I definitely know that it's true that in like Brighton, which has a very large ethnic Chinese community, their Chinese food is awesome, regardless of whether it's like you're getting like real authentic Chinese food or kind of crappy Chinese food. It's all good because again, even from the crappier Chinese places, you have Chinese people ordering ordering foods that they themselves would eat, kind of thing. So that's my theory. But my dad used to be a Chinese chef, so there you go. That's the type of Chinese restaurant you don't want to fucking eat at. That's the type of one. Because that's
nice?
That's what it was. Is when I say he's a Chinese chef, like that's how these crappy ones work. It's just like a franchise. So like one kitchen somewhere makes all the prep for everything, and then they just give you the prep. So then it's just like number 6, bam, walk, done. So like that's why it's shite, you know. So yeah.
That's very funny.
That could be what you could do that now. But I'm glad you found a new Chinese. But what's it called? What's the name of your Chinese restaurant?
It's called Shirley House.
Shirley House. Sounds like a fucking hairdresser's. Is it also a hairdresser's?
I didn't go in, so I only ordered, so it very well could be.
Could be, yeah.
Oh my God,
extension takeaways as well.
I went to the bank a few days ago, right? And I was walking down the road and I found like this tiny little hairdressers that's obviously like, you know, just a very little local one, random by there. She lives over it or whatever. And there was a sign on the door being like, sorry, we're closed due to COVID-19. Like, sorry for any inconvenience unless you have an appointment.
Very good. Very good.
And then underneath it as well was like, if you want to make an appointment, please call. And then I had the number on it. I thought that was so funny.
It's very good.
I mean, is that not how, like, she's just saying she doesn't do walk-ins anymore.
Yeah, that's basically, we're not doing walk-ins anymore. But
we don't do walk-ins.
Slightly more dramatic.
The COVID-19 doesn't affect you if you make an appointment.
That's it. Can you use a telephone? Well, we assume then you are COVID-free.
Yeah, you are okay.
Fuck. You're going to be allowed out soon now, so Gillian, you're allowed to fucking go to... Are pubs opening and bars opening? Are things opening again? Test driving centres
yesterday was like, so yesterday was meant to be phase 2, but they're after like moving it along quicker, so it's phase 2 plus phase 2 plus is what they called it.
If it's phase 2 plus 1 would presumably be phase 3, so it's like... Yeah.
We just skipped phase 2 entirely. So because they were meant to have 5 phases, now we're only having 4. So he's like merging like 2 and 3 kind of together. What happened yesterday? You can go anywhere in your county yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Or you can go 20 kilometers away, whichever.
Fucking great news if you live in Laois, like that's fucking.
Yeah, that was they were poor Laois were like.
Thanks.
So I think that's why they were like, or you can go 20 kilometers.
Yeah.
So the Laois people didn't feel left out. You're allowed to have like 4 people in your house or 6 people in your house that aren't from your family.
Yeah.
You can have those inside. You can meet 15 people outside. You can. I don't know. A lot of people went back to work because all like the retail places opened again, except Penny's.
Oh, okay.
But I think Penny's are trying to. I think they were doing that for like advertising purposes because they were like, sorry, no, our staff are vital importance to us. We're not ready to open yet, but they're opening on Thursday instead.
Oh, so
Monday.
Our staff are vitally important to us for like 2 or 3 more days, and then
so I think they were trying to have like their own day where it was like Penny's reopening.
Penny's day.
You know?
That's good marketing now. That's clever now.
Yeah, I think it was just marketing, and I was like, you know, that's fair enough. They've been closed for fucking months. IKEA opened yesterday. So yeah, loads of places are just like reopening, but they still have like a problem with the hairdressers. People are like, the pubs are meant to open on the 29th if they serve food. So a lot of pubs are like, here's a bag of peanuts.
That's what I was thinking, man. Every bar in the country is just going to have like fucking Tato's staple gun to the wall and be like, yeah, the menu's open. Come on. What is it with the food? Like, why food?
Because it's only going to be table service. So I think they just wanted like, because in restaurants, you're better able to like social distance and stuff.
Right.
Because everyone's sitting down, whereas in a pub, everyone's just standing. But you're not allowed to do any like walk up to the bar and order a pint. It's all table service.
It's all table service now. Very loud.
Yeah, and you have to.
That's lovely now.
Yeah, and I think you have to be getting food. You can't just go in and have like 19 pints to go home.
Right.
As far as I'm aware, you have to have. That could be wrong, but I think you have to have.
No, but that makes sense because I was trying to work out what is this food thing. How does having a fucking baguette protect you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually the table service thing as opposed to the.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. But I also think everyone has that. Like, I'd imagine there was a load of people on Sunday really upset about having to go back to work on Monday. You know, I'd imagine there was a load of people delighted to be on back as well because, you know, they have families that they hate. But, you know,
big time.
Us single, you know, no family people are having a great time. I
think basically, you know,
do what I want, when I want, where I want. Well, not really where I want, but sure, look.
Yeah, that's only one out of the rest. Only one out of the other trinity of awesomeness. Yeah, no. I mean, but what's going to be hilarious is like all the people who've been bitching and moaning about, God, it's so hard. You know, it's so challenging. As soon as they're back to work a day and a half, they'll be like, fucking work is fucking hate it.
I'm so upset. Yeah, I miss lockdown.
100%.
I just have one more day of lockdown. No, you fucking can't. You've had 4 months.
Just checking their phone every 10 minutes because they're just like, has there been a spike? I heard there's a second. There's a second.
I think we should just close as a precaution.
To be on the safe side, we should probably all. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so funny. I do feel bad for the nightclubs because I think they'll be. Did you hear about your man over in South Korea who infected 83 people in one night?
Fucking, there's the lad, huh?
What a night out for him. 80.
Wow. I did not hear about him. Gangnam Style or whatever. So probably wasn't Gangnam Style. That's the nightlife hotspot. But so someone said that, but I didn't see the news article. So they could because they do the track tracing so well, they actually could pinpoint it down to that guy.
Because he was like pub crawling. He went everywhere. He was everywhere in South Korea in the one night and infected 80. Because then they had to like lock it down again, didn't they? They had to go back a few phases and lock it down. But it was mainly because this man went on a fucking crazy night out and infected a lot of people, which is quite funny. But it's not funny, but it's pretty funny. You know?
Hey, listen, it's not funny, but also it's very fucking funny. But do people know like his name? Like, well, yes, exactly. Then it'll be because, like, man, if you were you know, God, if people knew who you were, like, that's it then for you forever. Just applying for jobs and shit.
No one's talking about the poor lads. No one's talking about the people that were. You remember at the very start of this when lockdown happened? I can't remember what country it was in, but I think it was in like fucking Slovakia or something, where like lockdown happened and there was a load of people in a brothel, and they ended up having to stay in the brothel for 2 weeks to quarantine.
No, I didn't hear about that.
I remember the storyline because at the very start of it, everyone was like,
"That's great."
They're all getting divorces. Like, how do you ring your fucking spouse? Like, so I'll be home in 2 weeks.
I'm just gonna stay. I'm here.
That brothel in the news? That's me.
I'm here with Mick. What do you mean, Mick? I just talked to his wife. She said he's not home either. Yeah, no, we're both elsewhere. Yeah.
So funny. But yeah, people. That was a really big storyline at the start of this, and no one talked about it afterwards.
I must find out about that. That's because they all got murdered by their wives when they got out of lockdown for the first 2 weeks.
100%.
Do you think that'd be a good? You see, maybe that would change their mind. Maybe they had a great time. You know, they got to know all the sex workers personally, and they were like, "Oh my God, you know, I never saw things from this other point of view as well. You're a human being, not just a sex object. This has been really enlightening." Possibly so. And then they went home and got divorced. Because you were like, I'm glad you found your feminist center. Now get out of my fucking house.
Yeah,
Bollocks.
get the fuck out of my house. Yeah,
That's great.
very funny. Very funny.
Do you think we should legalize prostitution, so Gillian? Do you think we should legalize prostitution in Ireland?
I would think so. It's a lot safer once you legalize it, isn't it?
That's what
Like,
they
I
say
saw-
for everyone, but especially for the people who are actually
for the workers, yeah. Because I saw, like, I'm sorry, I didn't see. I was in a shop a few days ago, and there was obviously the radio was on, and there was I didn't know they had a union in Ireland. Sex workers have a union.
Oh, very good.
The like leader of the union was on the radio saying that COVID-19 has really put like the sex workers' lives at risk because they still need to make money, and obviously the way they make money is physical contact. So they're coming in contact with people who have COVID, and then they're getting sick and stuff. So yeah, I was like, there's a union. I didn't know this. Yeah.
That's fair. I didn't know there was a union. They must be doing more house calls now, are they? Is that how that's working?
Yeah, that's what they were saying, that they have to like go to them. So then that's also not safe for them as well.
Yes, well, yeah, true enough. Yeah.
But if it was legalized, all those people wouldn't have to work because they'd be on the government payment.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. And then and when they do have to work, then it's protected and safe and all that. It's mad, really. It's very sort of prostitution being, well, maybe there are good arguments for it that aren't sort of just moralizing, post sort of Christian or
because it doesn't seem to like destroy the fucking the Netherlands, and it's legal there.
Yeah, I don't think. It's very archaic, really, isn't it? Sort of.
Yeah.
It
so
seems
like what?
I think it is funny. It's sort of like in a country where you have legalized like gay marriage and stuff like that, which is great. I'm not saying that that's a mad concept either, but paying for heterosexual sex seems like that would be less of like a jump or a change in people's ideas than. Do you know what I mean? It's an odd one to still not be okay with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if Ireland would ever legalize it though. Like right now, because of the.
But not right. I'm not sure right now is the best time to be trying to push anything through. But,
yeah, that's true. But I just think like it's a lot of like, I don't know, Catholic guilt or like the shame on the family would be a huge thing.
Well,
in Ireland,
you did fucking spend the last 3 episodes talking about how normal people had brought the moral centre of Irish television to its knees, and that was just two people
4 minutes of riding
having sex like that. That in itself was enough to devastate some people's sense of
devastate the fucking nation. That's what it did. It's over now. Thank fuck.
I didn't see any of it. I just saw some clip of it on some newspaper article because apparently the cast were very upset that their sex scene had been put on Pornhub or some other pornographic website. So
really?
That was the article that I saw, that they were upset about that. Yeah, so if you're looking for the best bits.
That was definitely some fucking some Irish granny being like, this alarm.
It might be, yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, pop it on there. Which is it's a funny one though, really, because if you're from a copyright point of view, certainly I don't agree with people's private pornography being shared, whatever. That's or private, whatever you want to call it, sex tape stuff. That's awful. That's just horrendous that happens. But But I was like, if you're putting stuff on public, out there anyway, like, so what they've done is they've just cut out the sex scene part. So they're saying, hey, we're not interested in the rest of the dramatic accoutrements. We're just interested in the accoutrements. And then put in that context. I guess when they're upset, but it's not. I mean, it's more like repackaging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or something.
Like,
I don't know.
Maybe they're just upset that they didn't get paid for it.
It could be that. I suppose.
Because.
I suppose though, if you're presenting yourself as being, if we're doing this whatever sex scene, but it's for the purpose of this art, this moving supposedly artistic story, and now you've just taken the jiggly parts out of it. Maybe that feels a bit basic.
Maybe, but like, I think they should have thought that was going to definitely happen anyway.
It seems like it's probably on the cards.
I don't know why they're so upset about it, because there's definitely people just going on RTE player and BBC player and just fast forward into those bits and being like, oh yeah.
I mean, it's just saving you a bit of a
full
scroll,
4 minutes,
isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. You don't have to watch the ads.
It's horrific. But it's funny. But I saw
It's really funny.
I saw some documentary thing about deep fakes, you know, the ones where they put someone else's face on a pornographic actor. So, you know, they can do that with celebrities, right? Because celebrities are the easiest ones, because there's a billion pictures of them out there. So the computer can learn how to map your face onto another body. And that's nasty, man. That's a lot worse, I think, because that's not... You know what I mean? They're not putting that content out there even in a different context. They're just like, here's me walking my dog. And it's like, no, now you're, you know, getting gang-bagged by elves or whatever it is. You know, it's not... So my brain went Christmas porn. I would submit that is the saddest of all the porns. But...
is that really a thing?
Of course it's
a thing?
Of course it's a thing.
Oh.
Christmas porn. Come on, Julian.
I'm sorry.
Your porn knowledge.
By next week, I'll know all the categories.
As soon as you get off this call now, I want you to go Google yourself up some Christmas porn, just in case you're not sad enough.
Yeah. I'm not. Sounds awful.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna ask any questions.
I don't need to know about this. The deep fake ones, though. We should see if you can get like good deep fake software just to do like face swaps and stuff like that. You know, that'd be fun. It'd be fun now to put, you know, to copy your face and make you say, well, I don't even need to make you say horrible things. You're always saying horrible things.
I always say, but I think I'm definitely doing better now that I know that these podcasts are being recorded.
Do you think so?
When the thing is off, I'm like, and this cunt.
That's no good, Gillian. So you're saying you're self-censoring. You're self-censoring now.
I think you do it self-consciously, you know? Self-consciously, consciously.
I know what you're saying. I think
subconsciously. Sorry.
Subconsciously. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It is sort of self-conscious, but it's subconsciously self-conscious. It's slub-conscious. So what part of Dublin are you in now? You're near Crumlin, is that what you said? I'm at the very, like, I'm kind of stuck in the middle between like Kimmage and Crumlin, but like it's technically Crumlin, but if I walk like 4 seconds that way, I'm in Kimmage. You know what I mean? Okay, I sort of know what you mean. My Dublin geography is not amazing.
Yeah.
But is that going to be miles away from your work now? Because wasn't your work quite close to where you lived previously?
Yeah, I was only like I think it was like a 14-minute walk from my job, whereas now I'm maybe like a 25-minute walk. So it's not too bad.
That's okay. Yeah. That's only up the road. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so I might get
run to it, Gillian. You could run to work and back.
I could run to work. I'm just going to run to work. I might buy a little bike though.
Yeah. Would you do? Is cycling in Dublin reasonable? What's the word? You know what I'm saying? No. You're gonna get killed.
All the bus drivers try to kill you. Yeah. But the only reason I would cycle to work, to that work, is because to like that place is because it's not like I'm not going into the city centre. I'm sitting like, you know, I'm only going to Ranelagh, which is like, you know, I'm going like I'm going fucking west to east or east to west. I don't know which way I'm going, but I'm going across. I'm not going into town, whereas all the buses are going into town. So
I see the murder. So what you're saying is you'll be going one way, but it's okay because all of the things that want to kill you will be cutting across that path as they go the other direction.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. No, it's all. I'll be cycling through like estates and stuff, so there's no buses.
Yeah. That's cool.
I would only be like hitting a bus on like a main road, but so I'm avoiding a lot of buses, you know.
That's good.
Literally.
That's good. Look at this, Gillian. Now this is the year of the active, super active Gillian, fucking running. cycling
But then
to work.
the pubs will open again, Alan, and I'll be not doing any of that.
That'll be the end of that. You'll be in there getting waited on, getting table serviced. If I could get a quarter of a cheese sandwich and 14 pints of Heineken, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah.
And I'll just leave the sandwich sit here.
Yeah, I love coming in here for dinner with my friends.
Yeah. Shoot a fucking teddy bear. Don't be. Look at this. Andy, do you know those little arcade games with like the claw and you pick up the teddy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And Andy won me one a few days ago.
Oh, solid.
Look at that.
That is amazing. What is that? Like a troll or something?
It's a little troll, yeah.
That's great. That is fucking Andy, man. That's quality now. That is quality boyfriend material.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
That's very, very cool. I'm just impressed that Andy could win one of those fucking claw things, man. That's no joke. That's no joke.
No joke. So funny. I went into the loo and I came out and he was just holding it and he was like, "This is for you."
But where were you? Where was this teddy machine?
We were in Obama Plaza.
Where?
Obama Plaza.
What's that again? Is that a shopping center?
It's the thing in Moneygall where Obama apparently has family.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that now, vaguely. I vaguely remember. But there's a teddy machine in that and a Jocks. Wow. Fucking Obama would be delighted.
It's like a service station on the motorway, like.
Yeah.
And it has a statue of Obama and Michelle, and they're just waving outside. But it's the tiny, so like I'm taller than the statue. It's not a good representation of the two of them at all, I would assume.
Pocket size Obama. Yeah, but you'd imagine that I always got the impression that Barack Obama was taller than you. But what do I know? I've only ever seen him on the fucking news too. He could be tiny.
Yeah, exactly. He could be tiny, but I do think he is slightly taller than 5'1". But then again, I'm not sure.
That's amazing. And Andy just bored waiting for you to go to Jocks and basically playing this teddy machine? That's great.
I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
It's very cute though. It's very cute.
So
and
cute.
I am impressed because I don't think I've ever won on one of those machines. My brother used to.
I don't think I've ever won either.
You can win. I thought they were rigged, they're not rigged, but it only works 1 in 10 times or something. Numbers. So you never know, Andy. Maybe how long were you in the Jocks for? Maybe he put 50 fucking quid into it trying to get that out. Like, you know what I mean?
Or he just broke it and took it out. Was like, "This is you. We need to
fuck you, Obama. Give me this shit."
Yeah.
Gets arrested for it. "I did it for you, Gillian. I did it for you."
Yeah, use the teddy. Remember me with the
just you just clutching this troll teddy bear and say "fuck you, Obama" as he gets put into a fucking cop car and onlookers just watching like, what in the fuck is happening? What is the background story for this man who dislikes Obama, and why is that purple troll teddy bear of such significance? This distraught woman.